Recording.
He's posting really good pictures.
Unlike me.
Okay, we're starting. Oh, wait, no, we have 30 seconds. What?
Our place, where we can dream and share it. Our place, you'll find a friend to care it.
Here on Place Out Loud, I am your lovely and captivating host, Louise Palanker. Don't laugh at that. It's entirely true. Here with a panel of wise and wonderful teens, we have Aaron, Sam, Montana, Allie. We've got Jake. We've got Dylan and Nadina. Is that right, Dylan? That's right. Dylan said that's right. He doesn't have a microphone, but he does know the name of his girlfriend. And our special guest is Tyler Conahan. Give it up for Tyler Conahan. I think my camera is framed with too much headroom, just from looking at it briefly, and I really would rather not look at myself because it's too dazzling. So Tyler Conahan, you are a professional musician, is that correct?
Yes, that is correct.
Yes. And what would you call your genre?
We tried to coin the term space funk.
Why not? Why not actually?
That needs to exist if it doesn't already.
It should.
What do you do to coin a term?
Say it as many times as possible.
Say it a lot and
Before someone says you made it up.
hashtags.
I'm familiar with
Exactly,
Space
hashtag it.
Jam, but I'm pretty sure it's
Space
not
Jam.
the same
It's
thing.
a space jam funk.
Space funk. So it's got both spaciness and funkiness to it.
Yes, exactly.
Excellent. And can you dance to it?
You can absolutely dance to
Or
it.
do you have to
should
be in
dance to it.
space, like zero gravity, in order to dance to this music?
They get
No, you
expensive.
do not. Anyone. It's for anyone and everyone.
So everyone keep tuned, because at the end of the show, Tyler's going to play some space funk for us on his space guitar, and it's going to be fantastic. So we're going to jump right into. Oh yeah. Well, I'm going to hold this up.
Product placement.
Tyler has a new CD.
Hey.
It's an EP, and it's available in the iTunes store. Can you download it as well?
Almost in iTunes. On SoundCloud.
Is it
Oh,
on
it's SoundCloud.
And Bandcamp.
Is it on Spotify?
Almost.
Oh,
Couple days.
yes.
3-4 days.
So this is just fresh. It's very
Mhm.
fresh. It just dropped, kids.
What
Just
should we
dropped.
what should we search for?
Attic
Attic Empire is the name of his band.
Astro Getaway is the name of the EP.
Attic Empire. He's got a 7-piece band with a lot of horns, and it sounds amazing.
Thank you, Easy.
And you're also good at helping kids with troubles and issues, correct?
True.
So Tyler's going to be jumping in throughout the show and then answering some questions at the end. And Nadina, if you have anything that you'd like to add, you can just come over to any of the microphones, and like Tyler's, for
Yeah,
example.
there's no such thing as personal boundaries.
No personal
We've
space.
learned.
No.
Jake.
Jake has a microphone as well. So, first question, and also I would like to say, please subscribe to our channel on YouTube. We are Our Place Out Loud. No, we are
Network.
Our Place
Network.
Community. Our Place Community on YouTube.
I thought it was network.
Our Place Network on the rest of the internets.
Oh, our life is a lie then. Sorry.
We just promoted not our show.
Oh, really? Yeah, no, we couldn't get Our Place Network on YouTube. It was already taken. So,
Probably by us.
we don't know. Hey,
Didn't we
Justin, you
forget
may
the
want to
password?
you may want to pop the temperature down a little bit. Pop it. Pop it. So Snutcher writes, what's the best place to get cheap junior swimwear? Now, can I just say, this kid posted this question in pretty much every section of the app, including Ask Wheezy.
Somebody really needs.
And as a
some
general
cheap-
rule of thumb, don't ask me questions you can ask Google. Ask me questions you can't ask Google. Go ahead, Sam.
Target.
That's what I was gonna say.
Target. That's it. Or like Ross.
Ross
Just-
is great, actually.
Ross is
so
great.
good.
Ross has swimsuits. Go ahead, Aaron.
Well, see, like I had no idea what the answer was until I remembered that the answer is always Target to every question.
It
So,
really is.
Yeah.
It really is.
Walmart.
Or
Walmart. I did say Walmart. Like
Walmart, Target, and or, well, I was going to say Amazon, but you can't try on swimsuits via Amazon. Mike,
what if somebody is already like pre-worn?
every swimsuit you try on has been tried on by somebody else.
And that is why you always wear underwear. Okay.
You do.
Always,
They may not.
always wear underwear. No matter
Even
what.
when you start swimming in it.
Even if you're a junior in the junior section, always wear underwear. They have that thing on the Yeah, for
That's
a reason.
not sanitary though.
No.
All right, so it's fun that we're finally getting swimsuit questions because it means that everyone's going to get to thaw out very soon, especially on the East Coast. All right, Anonymous writes, I am in 7th grade. I have always been mature for my age, and I have always liked guys a year or more older than me. In school, grades are very separated, and I don't have a chance to talk to older guys like an equal. They always act like I'm a baby. At summer camp, all of my friends are older, and I talk to 13 to 16-year-old boys. We flirt, and it's great. At school, I am not attracted to any 7th grade boys. I pass the 8th grade boys in the hallway, and I love catching their eye. I am emotionally frustrated because I have no access to attractive, mature boys, and I'm totally boy crazy. What should I do? Emotionally frustrated. Montana?
Well, I think for starters, nobody is attracted to 7th grade boys for a reason, because they are boys and in the 7th grade.
Have you
Th-
met
that's
Michael
just-
Jackson?
Okay. You know
seriously,
what?
seriously,
You know what?
seriously.
It's too soon.
Can we not?
Too soon.
Too soon.
Too
It's just
soon,
not
too
right.
soon.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
And I
I'm
think they were
sorry.
younger than 7th grade. So see, not even Michael Jackson.
Move on.
Anyway, if you're in the 7th grade, like I understand if you feel like you're mature for your age and you're kind of like, she's getting ready to go to high school and like start dating and start this whole thing, but like you need to just chill out, because middle school I think should be your kind of years where you like, even though you want to be more mature and stuff, it's coming and it's gonna come, and it's a lot of trouble that goes with that. So just enjoy your middle school years, and yeah. By the way, 8th grade boys aren't much more mature than 7th grade boys, so there's not like.
But when you're in 7th grade
Mhm.
and you're yearning for something that you're just passing in the
Mhm.
hallway, you know, she's looking for something beyond, oh, you're just going to have to be patient.
Mm.
Then
There's
there's
no-
nothing.
I
there's
mean,
nothing
there's
there.
not really much else.
I'm
is
not coming
there?
up with anything
I
myself.
think,
Yeah.
I think the problem, you just need more perspective, and you can't get that until you get there. So just like, you'll get what we mean in like 4 years. You'll be
Here's-
like, oh God.
Here's another cool tip: is that 7th grade boys are not going to stay 7th grade boys forever. So you could forge some really nice friendships,
Uh-huh.
and then those guys are going to be 9th grade boys one year, and you may be really glad that you've established. So don't just dismiss them. Don't be dismissive of anybody just because they're young. They're the same age as you, and they may be pining over 8th grade girls and not have any access to them. So people are people. Get to know them as people first, and then the dating will come whenever it's supposed to come, because you're not really supposed to. I mean, yes, flirting is fun, and I get that you kind of like would love to have someone to flirt with, but you don't really need to do a ton of flirting in 7th grade. Like, it's really more just about establishing good friendships.
Yeah.
It should be, anyway. Go ahead, Aaron.
Yeah, I mean, people sort of around high school they level out, and certainly by college, people are typically on the same wavelengths by that point, and that's when some real like connections get made, friendships, relationships. And I'm not saying, oh, well, just wait till then, because that's like a really kind of crappy answer. Because it's like, oh, well, no, my life sucks now. I was like, well, kinda, yeah. I'm gonna side with you. Life kind of does suck at where you are right now, because nothing's really fun about your position, but you're building up to some good things, and there's more than just that one good thing to look forward to, and some of those things come earlier than others. So.
Montana?
Oh, I think the other thing that we should let you know is like, it's completely normal to be like boy crazy when you're like in 7th grade. It's not like, we're not saying like, oh, this is bad for you to be doing right now. It's just like, I think when you're older, you'll look back on this and understand why this may not be the best thing to be dating in 7th grade, because it's just a lot of like, it's just a lot of needless trouble. But it's normal, and you shouldn't feel bad about it.
Sam?
Yeah, like Montana just said, it's totally normal as a 7th grader to like older guys, more mature, because it's proven that girls mature faster, both physically and mentally, before the
A
other
certain
gender.
Before
So
a certain age, though.
yeah, that's true.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so it's normal, and all I could say is hang in there. I've been in that place.
Yeah, and, there's only so much... There's only so far that flirting should go between a 7th grader and a 16-year-old. The kids that you're hanging out with over the summer is like,
It's like
Really?
13 and 16, right?
take it kind of easy.
That's 12 and 16.
Yeah. You
And
know.
Yeah,
And so it's fun to have crushes on older boys, but really
There's
be careful.
there's a huge mental difference between that. Is like,
Mhm.
as small as the age gap might seem, like in terms of life, it's
You
a
don't even know
hu-
algebra
worlds
yet. Calm
apart.
down.
Like you can't
Algebra's
even.
not essential for what the boy is thinking of doing.
well,
I mean, there's some math involved, but not a lot.
He doesn't even learn the Bill of Rights.
There's some angles, but never mind. No, you really have to wait. Ignore me. I'm very inappropriate. You really, you do. It's fun to have a crush. Summer crushes are fun, but you really need to take it easy when you're only 12, because all of this stuff is not going anywhere. It's going to be there waiting for you when you're mature enough to handle 16-year-old boys.
and then it's better when you're when you're mature enough, because then you don't have to feel. Well, I know when I was in 7th grade, like this guy wanted to like date me, and then I was like, wait, this doesn't make sense. We can't go anywhere, do anything. We're 12.
Exactly. That's what middle school dating was. It was like, hey, I like you. I like you too. And then
Okay,
you're
we're
automatically
dating
and then
now.
you're automatically like boyfriend and girlfriend, because there is like no going out. What can you do?
You
Walk
can't.
around the corner from the school and you have to be home by 3:30.
But
Yeah.
what there is, and I don't want you to forget this just because you've outgrown it, what there is liking to be liked.
Mm-hmm. That's
Yeah,
very
and that's
true.
fine.
Attention is
And-
like everyone loves attention. I mean, for
Right.
the most part, and
And it's not
and
just
you always want a
attention,
distraction.
It's knowing you're attractive.
Yes.
Mhm.
It is, yeah. And in seventh grade and middle school, in the midst of all the suckiness of middle school and puberty and algebra, I mean, yeah.
I think 7th grade is pre-algebra. I know because I like failed it.
Sam was very advanced. She was doing all AP, 7th grade all AP.
Oh, Okay,
yeah.
whatever.
Yeah, I mean, she's going to college, so there's
So,
that.
yeah.
Yeah. All right, so next question, we're moving on, and it's another fun one that I know nothing about. So this is almost like Stump the Lady. We'll call this Stump the Lady. Maddie Kate writes, ideas for a ombre color for
I
dark brown
pronounced
straight.
ombre. I
Ombre.
think.
Okay, so first of
Ombre.
all,
I thought
I
it was
thought
ombre.
typo. My first thing was typo. And my next thing was like, all right, so what did autocorrect do here, and what is she actually trying to say to me? Then I Googled the word ombre, and I found this. Ombre is a fast-moving 17th century trick-taking card game for 3 players, and thought she's probably not looking for that. The next search result had to do with ombre hair, so I was like, okay, we're going somewhere, and I clicked on that, and Jakey, what did I find? Ombre hair. So it's puffy, fluffy hair of different colors. So back to her question, ideas for an ombre color for dark brown straight hair. Now, do you make it curl, or do you just make it a color? Montana?
Actually, ombre hair is when it's like dark at the top, and then it goes
Gets
lighter
lighter.
to a different color.
All right, so what do you
Yeah.
guys think?
Well, if it's dark brown hair,
Yeah.
you just go with like. It depends on what her skin tone is, but
Mm.
always like
Yeah.
good with like an auburn or like a gold, so if it works.
Not necessarily auburn. It doesn't always go with the dark brown if your hair's too ashy.
See, but we don't
I'd
have
go
a
with
picture of this person.
ashy blonde, but like that's just me.
Well, Jake had blue hair. Blue
Yeah,
and
that-
purple.
That's technically ombre.
Yeah, Jake had ombre hair. Trendy.
It's pink. Pink. Do pink.
Pink
I
is-
had pink hair and blue hair and purple hair, and I will never not suggest that.
All right, so you can do something really fun and pick a color that doesn't ordinarily come in hair,
Red works too. It looks like
or
flames.
you
They
can
used to have
do
that.
a color that hair comes in that's just like a different color than your hair.
Mhm.
But check with your parents and see what's allowable. And I don't think you can really go wrong, can you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
like
yeah.
what would be
Oh god.
orange?
It
What
can
would
look
be?
so ratchet. It's
Okay.
Is that word even relevant anymore?
It
Yes.
needs to be.
Yes.
Ratchet.
All right.
As
So
in the
give
sentence, I ripped off
give
all my
her
acrylics and
give
now it
her an
looks super
actual
ratchet.
answer. What color should she do? Something safe, starting with, right?
Stay in like the gold blonde family. Yeah. Light brown.
You can't.
Yeah, if
Light
you're,
brown.
If you're starting out, I would say go with
Well,
light brown.
It
Yeah.
depends if you're doing it yourself. Like I would suggest having help or going to a salon, because if you're doing it yourself for the first time, you will probably mess up. No
Yeah.
offense.
Just like
That's
anything.
really good
Just
advice.
Spray
Go to a
tans
salon.
are not safe to do by yourself because I look like Snooki for my first week of freshman year.
Spray tans aren't safe
Ouch.
in general.
Ouch. All right, so beware. All right, Dead the Undying writes, "Hey, Opal panel. My mom calls me names like Porker. She told my dad I have no friends when I do, and then said it was because I'm fat. She laughed at me when I was crying because my grandfather was dying, and also makes me feel worthless and stupid. My dad lets this happen, and then when I complain or try to talk to them, they will laugh at me or brush me off. The worst thing is that they even took me to 2 psychiatrists when, the way I see it, it's them that should be in counseling, not me. What should I do? Thank you. All right, one of the key factors that she's leaving out of this post, because I have been communicating with this girl, is that her mother drinks too much. And so that, I think, is important to note as you guys go ahead and address the question. Aaron?
So, all right, you've been to psychiatrists. Your parents have sent you. So, would they be if they're open to that? Would they be open to instead family counseling, which seems much more relevant to your problem? Certainly, there's no harm in seeing a psychiatrist, but it sounds like your situation could improve by seeing someone who's got the family involved, right? So,
Mhm.
Montana,
Oh,
were you?
It wasn't up, but
Your
I
hand?
can say something. If you
Yeah,
like.
go ahead.
Brushing your hair is dangerous here.
Yep. All right, I'm gonna do it. The thing about alcoholics is like they don't really understand they have a problem. So this is a situation where am I going with this? There's nothing like really you can do about it. I mean, if your father doesn't understand, I mean, keep trying to like talk to your father about it. But as far as your mom goes, like she kind of needs to figure out for herself. Like I have a past where like my dad was an alcoholic and he kind of had to like learn for himself like what he was doing was wrong. So I think that I say continue to go to therapy because that will be helpful, but agreeing with what you said, definitely like try to go to family therapy and see if that helps as well.
Montana?
Yeah, like what you were saying, I feel like alcoholics, they're not in control of their like emotions and what they say. So that's where your mom is coming from. That in no way like validifies what she's saying. That's like really awful that she's saying that to you. But know that it's like it's not her that is like it's not the real her that's talking. It's like the alcohol that's doing it.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it has nothing to do with you, and your dad's probably not getting involved because it becomes really volatile in a household when somebody's an alcoholic. So, like what you're saying, I do think therapy would help, just if it's for you, just to like, so you can vent, like that always helps. Psychiatrists, I thought though, were only like medical though, like I thought they just give you pills, and why am I making this? motion? This isn't the-
Psychiatrists, psychologists, and therapists, there's all different names. Psychiatrists can prescribe medication. If a psychologist
Uh-huh.
thinks that you need medication, they'll
Yeah.
refer you to a psychiatrist. But the point is it's counseling. And what
Oh.
I want to say is that you're approaching this as if the person who needs counseling is therefore the bad person.
Yeah,
And that's
not
never the
true.
case. It's especially not the case when you're the child, because the therapist is always going to listen to you for clues as to how you are being parented in a way that has necessitated your visit to the office. So the child is never to blame. And the therapist needs to understand that there's dysfunction within the household. There's a reason why you're there. And the more you say to the therapist, the more the therapist will be able to say to the parents that will be of a family counseling type of nature that will help everybody concerned. So don't ever look at therapy. Don't ever look at therapy as a punishment, or because when you say, the way I see it, they need it. Of course they need it. But if they're sending you are the window to opening the doorway to this family that needs intervention. Your dad is adhering to the policy of happy wife, happy life. So he's siding with his wife when he should be willing to dig in and side with the child when he sees that his wife has a drinking problem and has been belittling the child. All of which he's allowing, which makes him an enabler. And there's all kinds of stuff going on that's not good and not healthy for a child. But when you go to the counselor won't be thinking, hey, why is this horrible kid here? And what did she do to deserve this? And therefore, let me punish her further. Psychiatrists want to know, what have this child's parents done to her that makes it necessary for me to help the family? They always look at a child and think, where did the parenting, like their first thought is, where did the parenting go astray and how can I help? And how can I help everybody be more functional and more healthy? And so do not be afraid of going to see a therapist. Oh, we have a phone call. I think it's my shrink calling. Hello, Our Place Out Loud.
Hello.
Hello, Jordan.
Hi.
So in case you haven't noticed, the Skype is not working yet. I do blame Justin.
Oh, it's his fault.
Yep. Justin is he's still finagling. I think that's a Jewish word, but I hope you guys understand what it means. It means he's still trying to make Skype work. He's got it going one direction, but not the other, because our whole studio is very MacGyvered. Which MacGyvered is a term which means there's like a toothpick and some thread and a Band-Aid
And
a
suddenly it's a helicopter.
Yep, and it's a helicopter. But yeah, so next week, because Justin's going to come in during the week and he's going to get Skype working. So next week we're going to see your beautiful face. So what do you have to say tonight, Jordan?
Wish me luck. I've got annual inspection tomorrow.
You have what tomorrow?
Annual inspection.
You have an annual infection?
ROTC.
I don't think...
Inspection?
Oh,
Inflection?
ROTC. Okay, yeah, that's a nasty infection. You're going to need antibiotics.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Okay, so you are saying inspection, correct?
Yes, inspection.
I can't even say the word correctly. That's really ironic. All right, so what will they inspect for? Do you have to shine up your shoes?
Spit shine.
The things that they're going to ask, my Quizlet's still up, luckily, the belt length.
Oh, the belt length. Yeah, that always gets me.
Yeah, that has to be 2 to 4 inches past the belt buckle.
2 to 4 inches past the belt buckle. Got it? What else?
The different types of uniforms.
Okay.
It gets really complicated.
You guys have guns?
Rifles, the fake rifles.
Rifles.
You guys, can you spin your rifle?
I cannot.
Ah, man.
Last time I tried that, I hit myself in the face.
Yeah, don't do
Oh,
that.
no.
No.
Do you go to a military school?
She has.
No. The school I go to is partnered with the Guy School, and they have an ROTC program there.
ROTC is a
Oh.
high school program that's at all
Yeah.
high schools. Just
You
for,
can get like PE credit for doing
Yeah,
it,
you
so.
march
oh,
around.
like the marchy spinny thing that was in a movie once.
That's
drill
color guard.
team.
That's
Yeah,
drill team
Cadet,
color guard.
Cadet Kelly.
This is more Army. Dylan, you know all Army things. You're like Army man. Dylan.
No, it's not Army. It's Marine Corps.
Oh, Marine Corps. All right.
Booyah.
Dylan's over there like, duh.
I've
All
been
right, well, you
recruited
have
by
a
the
really
Army.
good inspection. You're going to be really awesome, and I'm really proud of you. Thank you for calling. Next week we will see your face. All right, Anonymous writes, hey, I have a question. I'm a 16-year-old girl. Me and my mom have a very close relationship, and I honestly do tell her everything. Me and my boyfriend have been talking about sex lately. I'm already on birth control, and of course he has condoms. Both of us are virgins. Before we have sex, I want to talk to my mom about it, but I'm not scared of telling her at all, but I have no idea how to start the conversation with her or what to say. Please help. Thanks. Sam?
I have a similar relationship with my mother. We talk about all that stuff, and that's the reason I knew where I was conceived when I was in 5th grade.
I don't believe we want to know. Thank
No,
you.
it's
Please keep
okay.
moving.
All right. But if you have this kind of open relationship with your mother, it should, I mean, yes, there's a lot of like anxiety and like, you know, just talking about it. And with a parent, it's awkward. But I mean, a stupid way to start it out was like, hey mom, you know, insert boyfriend name here, and like talk, but like just have a normal conversation and just say, mom, I'm in this place with so-and-so and we're thinking about having sex, and I'm like, kudos to you're already on birth control, like good, you have protection, like that's really, really important at your age, and don't throw a fit. But if you have an open dialogue with your mother already, that shouldn't happen, but just be truthful. Hallie?
I don't think you really even need to bring it up unless she asks. Unless you have like this guilt inside of you or something, but it's just kind of awkward to be like, hey, I'm doing this. You know what I mean?
But it says that she like wants to talk to her mom.
She wants to tell her.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
if you're, I would agree with you if you were over 18. If the kid were over 18, I would say that you don't have to include your mom in when a relationship goes to a sexual place. But if you're under 18 and you would like to see a gynecologist, and which
Oh,
I
I
do,
see what you're
which I do
saying.
advise
Mm-hmm.
that everybody before they become sexually active, even the boys, go see their gynecologist. Just safety first, and and so I think under 18, she's on the right path because
Mhm.
she's got a mom who's kind of probably wondering, well, where are they? Because they're pretty serious, and I hope she's being safe if she is going there. So for your mom to know that you're still a virgin, I think your mom would be like, yay, I got her to 16 and she's still a virgin. This is awesome. And then that we're able to talk about this and go to the gynecologist and talk about contraceptive choices and safety and birth control. And go ahead, Sam.
I mean, your parents want the best for you, and they. Oh, geez, Montana, really.
Everyone
You're
was
supposed to
giving
wait
you
for a
hand
commercial
motions to
break,
not
like
do that.
seriously.
Wow, look how good we look on the GoPros.
Oh, my hair.
You guys are awesome. All right, go ahead.
I'm pretty sure. I mean, you have all the information, obviously, because you're on birth control and you know about protection and all that good stuff. Your parents or they've given you all the information, and your parents, I would think, trust you enough. You have all the information, and you're gonna make smart choices, hopefully, and that's all they can hope for. So,
Yeah, and if you, like the question ends with,
thank you.
thank you. Yeah. What should I do? I mean, you could just sometimes people are just looking for language.
Mm-hmm.
So Mom, I think I'm ready to have the conversation with you about becoming more intimate with Steven or whatever his name is. Yeah, because if his name is Steven, please do pronounce it that way. It's fun. That's how Aaron's father's name is Steven, and I never say Steven. I just say Steven. I don't know
Oh, he
why.
must love that.
No, he doesn't. Montana?
Yeah, I think.
I think you
have
should
to-
apologize to the viewers first for
Everyone named
walking
Steven.
in-
To everyone named Steven.
Oh, me. Yeah, sorry, guys. I had to blow
yeah.
my nose.
Walked
I'm
right in
like-
She
front
had to
of
blow her
camera.
nose.
And
Really.
that's why I
It
sound
wa-
disgusting today.
it was the thing
because
that
I
happened.
am disgusting.
No, you're not.
revolting.
Yep.
No. So
No. Oh, were you
the
gonna
question is, how does she broach this subject with
Yeah.
her mom?
There's never an easy way to do it, I can tell you that. It's I think you really have to gauge your mom and gauge how she feels about this certain subject, because you can be really close with your mom, but this could be a taboo area depending on her and her baggage and stuff. So I know I can't talk about stuff like this with my mom. So but me and my mom are really close. So
Mom and I.
oh my god.
It would be so great. You know what would be great, Sam, is if we had a chart and a graph that would help us refer people to the appropriate episode of the Gilmore Girls that addresses.
Yes, that would be the best thing in the world.
That would be
because,
excellent.
that would be season 5, episode 20 something, right? When
But-
Rory. Oh,
but-
spoilers.
But Rory, oh yeah, we don't. Okay, so
beep. Okay.
right. So she says she can't talk to her mom. She just doesn't know how to start the conversation. And a great way to ask really tricky questions is to say, "Hey, Mom, how old were you when you?"
Oh,
yeah,
and get them
yeah,
talking
yeah.
about themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes they lie though.
they do.
They can lie,
They
but
totally
they
do.
know where you're going.
Yes.
They get it.
I've never had the birds and the bees talk, and I don't know why birds and bees is the name for it. I never
Yeah.
had it. I was just kind of had books pushed towards me. I'd be like, "Do your research, Sam."
I don't know why they use birds and bees as examples, other than that they don't really have penises, so it's easier for parents to talk about.
I mean, who knows what Cole Porter was thinking when he was writing that song? Birds do it. That happened.
I
They
know
just-
that song.
What he means is that they procreate.
But
So-
not
Well,
with
I
each
knew
other.
that, but why birds and bees? It's just
Yeah.
I mean,
don't like
because
either of
bird
those things.
porn is really hot.
I can't. I'm walking out.
And you've just lost half your viewership,
sorry.
and the other half are very excited right now.
I honestly never know what I'm going to say, and that's terrifying.
That's why there should be lag on this.
There should be a lag to
I missed
protect
the
me
lag.
from me. Please protect me from me. But honestly, if you say that to your mom and you guys have a good relationship, because you're really just looking for a conversation starter, and if you say, "Mom, I know this is personal, but like, at what age did you want to talk to your mom about this?" and just kind of let her know that this is where the conversation's going.
When in doubt, play Salt and Pepper. Let's talk about sex.
It's so subtle.
It is.
You know,
really.
it's just like-
Do you get it? Do you get it?
I love when you quote Salt and Pepper.
Yeah.
I love it.
See, I listen to more than just show tunes.
You are so diverse.
I know, right?
You're eclectic.
I am very eclectic.
Gummy Bear writes, is it possible to be heteromantic but bisexual, meaning that you are romantically attracted to the opposite sex but sexually attracted to both sexes? I think anything and everything's possible, Jake.
Yeah, Jake,
yeah.
we refer to you. when-
You're starting. Oh wait, my face. Cool. Okay. You're starting
And
this
Bart
question off
Simpson.
probably because you think you are, and if you are that, then it's possible to be that. Which is a
Wow.
pretty good rule, just for most things. Is if you think you're this, it's probably totally a possibility. Not usually good for when you're self-diagnosing medical conditions online.
Oh,
But,
WebMD.
Other than that, pretty much any combination of people is possible, and like in recent years, we've seen like not only like the like what how you identify sexually, your orientation become like a hi Dylan, become a spectrum, but it's also become like a few different spectrums. So the type of person is expanding, and it's totally possible. And if that's who you think you are, then be comfortable with that, because there are plenty of people like you out there.
And I also think that the thoughts that kind of race through your mind when you're feeling sexual are so random, and they they don't always have a lot to do with who you're actually attracted to or falling in love with. And so don't question them. They're just there. They're just doing their job. And like it doesn't really have a lot of bearing on in terms of like who you're going to be falling in love with and spending your life with. It's just sexual thoughts. And so I don't think those should be judged really at all. Unless you act upon something inappropriately and you're breaking a law. Then you can take a look
like birds.
Yes, birds are not
No.
That's
They're off the table.
bird abuse, and it will be reported. Yeah. And I actually I find it really interesting to read the questions from people who show me terms that I didn't know existed and ways of being or ways of thinking that have been defined, so that when kids read this stuff, they're like, "Oh, that sounds like me," and everyone can feel normal, because that is reassuring. At first I thought it was like there's too many compartments, but then you guys taught me that, hey, if people can find what they are online and be like, "Oh, well then I must be okay because it's a thing and other people are this thing, then I'm fine." Then as you grow older, you realize, well, it's probably more general than what it was on Tumblr. But that's okay too, because it doesn't really matter what you call yourself as long as you're happy and treating others with respect. This letter comes from Sienna. Family issues. I've been having so much family drama lately, it's really getting to me. First there's a death, then an affair, alcoholism, someone runs away from home, and 2 people suicidal, all of which involve family members. I don't know how to deal with all this. Everyone is always stressed and fighting. What should I do?
I mean, it sounds like the family situation is really difficult, so there's no avoiding it, but you can maybe find little bubbles where you can escape from that world temporarily, like your friends, stuff you can do at school or after school. I mean, like, what can you do that is for you, right? Because there's not much you can do to change your family landscape. That's just, it's going to be what it is. But if you can etch out spaces around your world just for you and go there when things are overwhelming, do that.
One thing that kids do that come from this type of household is they get involved in a lot of school activities and they don't really spend a lot of time at home. Sam?
That's me.
Yeah.
That's how I got into college. All my extracurriculars because of all the family stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. And so
Toxic environment. You need, like, Aaron, he's so smart.
he's smart.
He taught me that I needed to make time for myself. More than I usually did. But no, it's a really, really toxic environment, and I feel so bad. But like Aaron said, yeah, you need to find time to take care of yourself, your mental well-being, your physical well-being, and make time to cry, and find someone to talk to. It doesn't have to be a doctor. It be just a person, a teddy bear, anything.
Yeah, and all of this drama should not be available for the child to overhear, that you should be better protected from all of this, because it is not stuff that you really need to know about. Like, why do you know about people having affairs? And it's just not. It's
Do
the
we
kind
know how old this person is?
No, we don't. It's too bad that you know about a lot of stuff that really the children should be protected from, and that they're not protecting you is probably because of the alcoholism and some of the other things that you've mentioned. And so you haven't caused any of this, and you can't fix it. And you can really only fix things that you cause in life, really. And usually an apology is how do you fix things you've caused. And so no one's apologizing to you, and no one's really trying to fix any of this. So you can sidestep it to the best of your ability, but there's only so much that you can do when you live there. But none of it is your fault. And anywhere that you can go where healthy people are doing healthy things is where you should plant yourself to the best of your ability. Anybody else?
I'd say sleep over at your friend's house.
Yeah, that's
too,
good
as much
too.
as possible, just for a positive environment.
That's a good idea.
So just like agreeing with everyone has said, like keep busy with activities, positive. You will be surprised the amount you're never home, like when you're doing sports and stuff like that and traveling to games, and it'll just be so much better for you because you really can't change your family situation. But I mean, and usually when bad things happen, they do happen all at once. So I think that it really will get better from here. It's just something that you need to deal with.
This could be things triggering other things.
Yeah.
So, Montana?
I think for the future, just realize that this isn't how family has to work. And, like, when you are ready to have your own family, like, you don't need to take these people as an example. And it's not their fault that they have these problems, but you don't need to repeat the cycle.
Very good. Sam?
And find an outlet. I mean, you can, like, punch a pillow or art, write, anything. Seriously, it helps. It's getting that energy out. It's really, really helpful.
All right, so we have Tyler in the studio with us, and he's on a career path for music. Aaron had a job interview earlier. He's on a career path. Allie's on a career path. So I thought since we have a little time that we would maybe talk about career paths and pursuing your dreams. Now, Tyler was in Glee. He was an extremely gleeful child, and he went to a school that has such a good Glee.
I thought you were talking about the TV show for a sec.
Oh, wait, are you not talking about the TV show?
Almost. Well, Tyler, you want to tell the story? Not really?
I mean,
This is the place to do it.
It's
Okay.
just a school that they really noticed when they were forming the show, because his school has such a really strong Glee program. And he wound up getting together with a lot of the guys in band and forming like a really unique rock band where Tyler sings and the other guys are playing horns and guitar, drums, and all that. But he's really been performing since he was little, and he did comedy with me when he was very young, and then moved on to music, and now he's graduated high school, going to college, and pursuing music professionally. And a lot of that is like work. It's like working for yourself, being your own boss, having to be your own promo guy and your own manager and your own booking agent. And well, you go ahead and tell us some of the steps, because one of the things you're taking in college is
like
the
music industry
yeah.
studies.
Get closer to the mic, please.
Music industry studies. I would say definitely go to school. Like, no matter what you're doing, even if you're not going to get a specific degree, just go to learn. There were a lot of things I thought I knew before I went to college, and I've learned like an incredible amount. Just being in different music business classes, theory classes, things of that nature that are kind of specific to what I'm doing outside. So I think no matter what you're doing, I have a friend who's a photographer. My best friend's a photographer. I told him he wasn't going to go to school, but I told him you should go take some journalism classes, get to know people who are trying to do the same thing you are. So I think that's really important. Other than that, yeah, just go for it. I mean, if you feel like you're, kind of destined to do something, or, you couldn't really do anything else and be happy, then, make that, I guess, your goal.
And what are some of the skills or the discipline that have to wake up in the morning and do this in order to further your goal, or to get a little bit further along your path every day, rather than just waiting to play a gig at night?
Well, I sing, so I don't smoke. That's one thing. If I have a gig, I won't stay out during the week. Just make sure I'm well all the time. Take lessons. Go out and meet other people that are doing the same thing. Because the more people you know, better chance you have of something popping up.
What about social networking? Do you put a lot of time into that?
Yeah, social networking. It's it's a lot. There's
Yeah.
too much now. I don't even know. I just kind of throw things out there and hope they get somewhere.
Yeah.
I guess.
Any
But
questions for Tyler? Go ahead, Aaron.
So, out of curiosity, just for a timeline, how long have you been working towards this, towards where you are now with a band? And
I've been playing with. There's 7 of us now, so I've been playing with 3 of them since high school, since my junior year in high school. So 4 years, and then we kind of just kept going from there. Had a couple falling outs. We're trying to work on finding a common ground. So it took a while, and we're still learning a lot. So I don't think we're anywhere near where we want to be yet, but I think it's about just like finding small steps to take to a long-term goal, I guess, and then making sure you have one of those at least, once every couple of weeks or once every month or whatever it is.
all right.
Oh, goal to reach for. Always having the next goal to reach for.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Yeah.
Short-term and long-term.
Mm-hmm. That's really good advice. Yeah. Montana?
So I also want to be a professional musician. So, what tips would you give like musicians like starting out and just like college age?
I would say definitely surround yourself with people who are playing music, because that's the best way you're going to get out there. You're going to, you can start booking shows with these people. You can find someone who can record you, find someone who can do publicity for you, find someone, have a team, and then help them too. Not just, I think the one important thing that I've learned the past couple of years is be humble, because a lot of artists, a lot of musicians I've learned aren't very humble, and they're always about themselves. They'll, send you things. Hey, what's up, man? How you doing? Oh, by the way, check out my thing that I just released, blah, blah, blah. You know, and it's not, you have to realize that it's not all about you. And I think that's the most important thing. And when other people see that, they're more willing to work with you. I think that's really important. And stand out. There are a lot of incredibly talented musicians, but, a lot of them I feel like are doing the same thing. Someone told me a year ago, you can be the most incredible singer in the world, but if you're just standing up on stage with a guitar doing the same thing that, 1,000 other people have done, like, what makes you stand out? Why would anyone pick you to represent or whatever? So,
have you found that you're able to use your sense of humor at all, like with your stage presence of like, have you figured out who Tyler, the musician singer, is on stage?
I'm so bad at stage banter. I try to do it as least as possible. But I mean, it's helped doing comedy, that's for sure. I did it when I was younger, 11, 12. And that's the one thing that got me on stage. I don't think I would have ever gotten up on stage if I didn't do that before.
No, I mean, I have to tell you that I've been teaching comedy to kids since the year 2000, so I can always figure out exactly how many years, as long as I know what year we're in. And I can have basic math skills. I can figure out that I've been doing this for 15 years. And most of the kids are somewhat class clown type of people. And Tyler used to sit very still and just watch the person who was performing at the moment. And he was completely still, didn't talk. And then he would get up and be the best kid in the class, like ridiculously. And he would come with his own material. It was really kind of a bizarre transformation. He would get up on stage, take the microphone, and he would just become this other person. So for him, comedy was a really good outlet because it was like saying, this pursuit demands of you that you reveal this part of your personality that was always in there, but it didn't have a reason to come out. Like you had reason to keep it hidden, for fear of whatever people would say at age 11. Mm-hmm. But because comedy said, no, you have to talk, then he was really talking. And there's YouTubes of it. And it's like his comedy at age 11 has like hundreds of thousands of YouTube hits. It's like ridiculous. And there's people that write, hey, keep at it, kid. And like, cause they think he's still 11. still. Yeah. And then all the YouTube, like, it's funny, too, because they'll be, like, if I haven't looked at them in a while, but there was like YouTube hate, like, you suck. And it's like the people that would go on YouTube and yell at an 11-year-old is like, that's really sad.
Those are my dark days.
Yeah. And, so those were good. So I would say that any opportunity to perform, no matter what you want to do, it's like, let's say, Sam, you want to be in musical theater, just like still like you could really do well at stand-up, and if you hit some open mics and do some stand-up, that will be exercising that funny part of you. And same for you, like Montana, being on all these plays and doing acting, and because you want to have more than one discipline. That's why they always tell everyone to study ballet, and that they tell you that this will inform everything else that you do, your posture and who you are and all that. Yeah, so... All right, now let's focus on Aaron for a moment. So
thank
you're
you.
a college graduate at a very young age, and now you're off on your career pursuit. And what has that involved?
That's involved a lot of reaching out to everyone that I've ever talked to, kind of. It's just sort of like, well, I'm in this position where I'm living at home, paying rent to my parents, and that will only work for so long. Just on my own, I need to go and I need to find a job. I want to move out. I want to do this. I want to do that. So it is just reaching out to everyone I've ever talked to before who might have an in somewhere, right? So it's like, all right, because no one's hiring, right? You go everywhere, you talk to everyone, no one's hiring, so you have to talk to who does my dad know, who does my mom know, who does everyone else in my family know. Reach out, like you were saying, if you want to get someplace in a career, surround yourself with those people, right? Because that's how opportunities pop up. If you don't know anyone, it's going to be really, really hard for you.
That's why I feel like I'm such a strong advocate of internships.
Yeah.
Because they worked for me. And because everyone who's here doing this show is meeting people that they didn't know before they were here doing this show. So we all have each other now, and then we have who each other knows. And so always I say look at Craigslist, and even if it's an unpaid internship, or if it's in the field that interests you, go do it. Because the best way to get a job is for people to know you. People would much rather hire someone they know is fantastic than to just sit there and like have to spend a day interviewing people and then still not really know, well, like, he interviewed really well, but I don't know how it's going to be. But once people know you, there's there's like several things that happen in an internship. You get people to know you, and you know them. And B, I sort of look at it as like free graduate school in a way, because you're in the workplace, you're learning, and you're watching people. And then, so that brings us to C. You get to look at people and kind of assess as to whether or not you could picture yourself doing that exact job. Like, so if you get an internship on a TV show, for example, you'd be like, oh, this person that handles the accounting, I don't think I could do ever. I just don't see myself doing that. But this person that does the casting, I think I could see myself doing that. So if you don't wind up performing, there's so many other things to do in the entertainment field. Like, there's things that you would never even realize. And then when you go and do an internship, you watch people doing these things, and you're just like, oh, I didn't even know that was a thing. I didn't even know that was a job. I could actually do that job and really make it creative and make it fun and make it me. Yes, Sam?
Just a tip, no matter what kind of field you want to go into, if you're doing an internship or any kind of job, you should know how to make coffee. That's just like a thing.
Yeah, you should know how to make coffee on a variety of
Yes.
different coffee makers. There's the pods. You know, the pods, they may throw you at first. Do not be thrown by the pods.
I like the pods.
You don't like
They're
the
no
pods?
Good. No, that tastes like plastic.
No,
Do you
the
have
po-
that too? Because of the pods.
What kind of pods are you eating?
The little Keurig ones, right?
They don't taste like plastic.
Oh, then I'm doing it wrong.
You're
'cause
doing it
Oh,
wrong.
but they're not recyclable. They're just going into landfills.
I know.
Yeah.
And the water goes through like this much of the coffee. Like that.
All right, but let's say you get an
little piece.
internship where there's a pod machine.
Okay.
Then you don't get to walk in with your own machine. You have to know how to operate the machine.
That's true.
And you don't say, I don't make coffee. Don't say that.
Right, which is another great point. Like, you got to be open to doing everything.
May I bring you some coffee?
As long as it's safe.
Right, as long as it's safe.
Right.
Yeah, right. Like, I mean, I interned at a radio station, and I did things there that I would not associate with a radio station, which some of those involve like running personal messages back and forth from one person to another person because they don't talk to each other, and then and some of it involved like organizing a CD collection, right? And it's like you just need to go and try everything, because then after that, like, I wound up being a huge part of one of their big promotional projects, which was a lot of fun. So it's about sticking to it and proving yourself even in little ways.
All right, so I worked at a show called PM Magazine. And this is the strangest request from a boss that I have experienced. I want to see if you guys can start out into your careers and top this. This is going to be your goal. Top this one. Cynthia Tivers walks out of her office, walks up to me and says, Wheezy, rent me a 9-inch chainsaw.
Do they come that small?
Or 9 foot. I'm not
9
good with
foot.
numbers. Yeah. Sorry.
Where do you get a 9-foot
Whatever it
chainsaw?
was. Whatever it was.
Home Depot.
There was a
Target.
stump in her backyard. Had nothing to do with PM Magazine. There was
What
a
does the PM
stump.
stand for?
PM,
it
like
night?
nighttime magazine. It was like a magazine show.
Does it- A magazine show? I'm confused.
You know, like Dateline, like a magazine show where there's little
That's
stories.
a news show.
Yeah.
No, that makes sense. I understand what you're
It
saying.
was
So you were there, and she asked for a 9-foot.
9 foot or 10-foot chainsaw. She needed to get rid. Yeah, I did everything, but I was definitely keenly aware that it wasn't a learning experience for me. That I wasn't really learning about television production when I rented her a 9-foot chainsaw.
But it was a learning experience for them, because they know that if they ask you to do it, you'll go do it.
She was seeing how far you would go.
I actually think she just wanted the chainsaw.
Do you know what she did with the chainsaw?
I hope that she only used it to get rid of a stump in her backyard. The good thing about working for Cynthia Tivers was her best friend was Maria Shriver, and I got to go over to Arnold Schwarzenegger's house
Oh.
for a party. Yeah.
Oh.
Yep, he never groped me. Yeah. So,
Do you feel dejected?
no, I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
Actually. So yeah, you're going to be asked to do all kinds of stuff. You're going to be asked to return meals that weren't prepared properly. You're going to be degraded. She used to say things to me like, I hired you because I thought you were smart. And she'd
Oh.
belittle me in front of everybody and
Was she Jewish?
Oh yeah.
Let's start with this guilt. Okay, yeah.
Oh yeah. One day. Okay, Cynthia Tivers, I hope you're watching. All right. One day I'm walking past her office and she says, Wheezy, am I pretty? She said,
God.
if you passed me on the street, would you think I'm pretty? Would you think I'm beautiful? Oh yeah. And she was like in her 30s, like old enough to like know who she was. So I said very diplomatically, I said, well, I don't know if I'd use the word beautiful, but I'd certainly use the word cute.
Oh
I'm sorry, what?
God,
No.
just lie, just lie.
See, this is why you need real-time lag.
Yeah.
And then she would say things like, what do I feel like eating?
Oh, that's me.
Oh yeah. You do
I
that?
love this.
But to your
woman.
assistant?
I have your assistant is supposed to know everything. I mean, it's shocking when Siri doesn't know what I'm thinking, which is even more surprising because I don't even own an iPhone. But
Yeah, so she asked me if I was passing her on the street, would I think she was beautiful? So if I was passing you on the street and had a chance to run, I would. But I am trapped here in these offices with you. She was a knucklehead. A knucklehead who was best friends with Maria Shriver. Anyway, so hopefully you're watching, Cynthia Tivers. Thank you for giving me my start in show business. So yeah, you always have to be thankful to the crazy bosses that you're going to have. Rick Dees, another really crazy boss. Really crazy boss.
Into my work all the time.
He does?
Yeah.
why does that name seem familiar?
Rick Dees, famous disc jockey. What does he order, Tyler?
A salad.
Yes,
Every day.
he's always
salad
watching
with
his
chicken,
weight.
same day.
What kind of dressing?
Lemon dressing, lemon vinaigrette.
All right.
And he'll always let me know how big of a tip he's given me.
Any
Oh,
He's
croutons?
like I'm filling in for everyone who didn't give a tip today. I'm like, oh, well, thank you, Rick.
So one day I'm walking past Rick Dees and he says to me, "Hey, Wheezy, there's going to be a little something extra in your check this week.
Yep.
2 L's in Palanker." Oh yeah. So when you wait on him, just say, "I heard that you discovered Louise Palanker," and act really impressed.
I will. I'll have a picture of you.
No, because he was my boss for 3 years, so
Really?
he
That's
will
funny.
find that very amusing.
Oh, man.
Is it time for Tyler to perform a song for us?
No.
So Tyler, you brought your guitar, right?
Against my will.
Is it tuned?
Probably not.
All right. Well,
This would never happen. if
we'll
Nina
talk
was
amongst
here.
ourselves. Hey, Tyler has some stickers on his guitar case that kind of authenticate him. Yep. So yeah, don't be afraid of internships. Don't be afraid of mean bosses. Don't be afraid of people that ask you to do crazy stuff that you don't feel like is a learning experience or is helpful. Because what it is even if you're if you're renting a 9-foot chainsaw or whatever you're doing, you're still problem solving. You're still figuring out. Because you could be working on a movie set and they may legitimately need a 9-foot chainsaw for the Freddy sequel, and you would know how to get one. Problem solving, Googling, researching, triangulating, figuring out like what's the source of this problem and how can I solve it.
Target.
Chainsaws at Target.
I think you need a key. Like there might be in a case in like the back. You need a key to.
I think.
I don't know. Is that at
Walmart
Walmart?
is the
Don't they
best.
sell knives at Walmart? I don't know.
Oh my God, they have guns
yeah.
at Walmart. I know this.
Everything at Walmart.
What?
Yeah.
What? Walmart.
So Tyler's
Why?
going to use an app to tune his guitar. That's another thing they teach you at music school is how to use an app to tune your guitar.
What did they do before there was apps?
If you were in the
They just,
I
like,
don't know,
twist
but
it
if
a
you
bunch
were
of times
in
to see
if
if
you
it
were in the
works.
business of like tuners or anything else that's now an app like tape measures or whatever, what
what?
are those people going to do?
Tape measure app? What?
I think so.
How does that
How
work?
does it push tape
You know, I
out?
just realized are going to be gone.
You just take your phone and go along something.
Alarm clocks are gone.
Oh yeah, they're gone.
I still have my Sony one. It's like 7
Alarm
years old.
clocks, things that only do one thing. They seem like ancient, right? Like, well, my phone does that, and plus a billion
I
other
used to
things.
think that the Razor, you know, the old like flip phone,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Razor phone. I used to think when I first heard it, I thought it was a phone, and there was a button, and there would be like a razor in it, and it would pop out, and you'd be like, "Hold on for a second."
That would have been totally James Bond.
yeah, right.
All right, Tyler, you ready to introduce
Swiss
your
Army
musical
knives with
selection for
flip
the evening?
phones.
What
Do
I
it.
do.
Do it.
There's a song I can do, but it's like 5 minutes long. So they
Show
wanna
Tim.
We
shorten
have
it.
5 minutes. Look at the
Have
clock. It's
exactly
exactly
5 minutes.
7:55.
I'm
You
gonna
should
shorten it a
totally
little
do it.
Nah, I'll
It's
shorten
like
it a
4
little bit.
minutes
You
and
guys
30
won't hear that.
seconds now.
Here we do.
Plus, there's no sax solo, so it's not going to be as exciting.
Nothing's exciting without a
Without the
sax solo.
Exactly.
He's got an Apple
nearly
sticker
as
on his
suave.
guitar case.
Okay. This one's called Between the Tides. Waiting in a river of solitude, with a finger gun at heart, laced up with nowhere to run, except back to the start. Sleep, she's yet to find me, and my sheets, they seem to bind me like a noose. Memories, they bite me like an unfed lion might if it was loose. Whoa. And he saw walking by along the shore, with his roses by her side. And he said to her that love is never more than a reason for goodbye. La da da da, send a lover to the other lover from the boat. La da da da, don't forget about me, baby. I'll be sinking like a stone. La da da da, send a lover to the other lover from the shore. La da da da, there is no way I can forget about something that's so pure. La da 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 da, la da 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 da. There's supposed to be a really funky horn part here. Someone wants to just funk out really quick. California's feeling more big without a love, it ain't the same. Counting clouds through different window panes. And every time I close my eyes, I see this woman in disguise, silhouette that shares her name. Sweet, simple light, when she he saw him floating far beyond the shore, with a woman by his side. And he yelled to her that love is nevermore. Then arose between the tides, la da da da, send the lover to the other lover from the boat. La da da da, don't forget about me, baby. I'll be sinking like a stone. La da da da, send the lover to the other lover from the shore. La da da da, there is no way I can forget about something that's so pure. La da 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 da, la da 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 da.
That was awesome. So Tyler has a new. Trish was taking a picture of it. Tyler has a new EP.
Yeah.
It's Attic Empire is the name of his band, and you have a website. You're on Twitter. You're on Facebook. Attic Empire.
Mm-hmm.
And the name of the EP is
Astro Getaway.
Astro Getaway. Go get away and get it. We are Our Place Out Loud. Thank you so much for being with us, and we will see you next week. Thank you, panel. Bye-bye.
I've been out there wandering. I've been in here wondering, hoping, reaching, wishing I could find my way. Then I found our place where we can dream and share it. Our place, you'll find a friend to care it. I may look a little hazy and I may feel a little crazy. I'm sifting through confusion and I'm searching for solutions, and I know I'm answer bound, 'cause I found our place where we can dream and share it. Our place, you'll find a friend to care and hear you, heal you, steer you back to kindness. Your soul may be in tatters. You'll learn what really matters. Our place, where we can dream and share it. Our place, you'll find a friend to care and hear you, heal you, steer you back to kindness. Your soul may be in tatters. You'll learn what really matters. Our place, where we can dream and share it. Our place, you'll find a friend to care it. Our place, where we can dream and share it. Our place, you'll find a friend to care and hear you, heal you, steer you back to kindness. Your soul may be